Hello everyone, it's the 6th of February 2018 and it is 100 years today since women got the vote in Britain. And there's a few things I've been reading up about women's suffrage. It wasn't a topic that I was particularly up on in terms of my history, with it being fairly modern in terms of, I love the Tudors and all that kind of thing. But there were a few things therefore that really shot out at me when I was reading up about it, and I thought I would share them with you. So the act that was passed on the 6th of February 1918 was called the Representation of the People's Act. So it wasn't just dealing with votes for women. What it did was it extended votes to all men over the age of 21, and it, as part of the same act, included votes for women. We were in the middle of World War One, and it was obvious that there were men who were fighting on our behalf that weren't then entitled to vote. So this act dealt with some of those issues. There were plenty of exclusions that were applied to women. So women had to be over the age of 30 and own property, or be the wives of someone who owned property, or would be renting a property of at least £5 or more a year, or they could be in a graduate of a university. So there were all these exclusions. It wasn't just a clear-cut, right, women can now vote. Another thing that I picked up on from reading is it wasn't the major issue for many people. So we were still at 1918, still at war, and there was still no surety of victory in that war. So that was really the issue, obviously, that was most upper in people's minds, not whether women had the vote or not. Then when the extension to the vote came, so women got the same rights to men, it was actually quite an easy thing to be decided upon, and that paradoxically was because it wasn't the panacea for equality for women as many were hoping, or at least that's how I read it. There were still many issues that women wanted to be addressed. There still are, but it wasn't this panacea for equality for women. And so the extension came, ironically, because actually women had shown themselves to be what was termed harmless as sort of a political part of society that could vote. And the last thing that I want to share with you is the fact that Britain was behind its own colony of New Zealand, and in terms of giving women the vote, and that was used by both sides. And this demonstrates, although women were after equality in Britain, they still saw themselves superior to women, or at least partly, or part of society did see themselves superior to women in other countries. So those that were for the vote saw that New Zealand women, they shouldn't have superior rights to British women, so therefore British women should get the vote. Those that were against the vote were saying, well, it's okay for New Zealand women to vote because they're just voting in a sort of a local area, whereas the imperial power in Westminster is still here with the men of Britain. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please share it if you have, and comment below. Let me know what you think. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.